Mama, I have poop.
We are mildly crushing it. We're two exhausted moms try to make sense of this wild ride called raising neurodivergent kids.
We're not doctors and we're not therapists, and you probably shouldn't take our advice. We cuss like sailors and drink like pirates.
Just think of us as your inappropriately funny and brutally honest support group.
So grab a drink and lower your expectations.
Because the truth is, we need this, and we're going to keep doing this whether you're here or not.
We just hope you join us. Let's get into this.
What are we drinking today?
We are drinking High Noon Punch, I'm going to call it today. It is a mixture of passion fruit and pineapple High Noons in a beautiful pitcher and a glass with ice.
So thanks for the cocktail, High Noon.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks a lot for the High Noon Punch.
That is a good mixture.
I love to mix them. During the summer, I'll make us some boozy grapes I make with vodka and a High Noon. I dump in vodka, watermelon High Noon, sugar, grapes. Oh, they get boozy and heavenly.
Yum. We'll have to make sure we keep Ada out of those.
Oh my God, right? We'll just have to I'll just make enough for, we can put those in those cute ass little green cups. They can be little grape holders.
Oh, there we go.
I know, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about something we've been wanting to talk about I feel like every episode I'm like, we've been wanting to talk about this.
I know, right?
The glass sibling, the kids we see through and understanding them.
Yeah.
So, we talk a lot about our kids with the loudest needs. And so today we're talking about the ones who learn to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Siblings, and I'll explain right now what a glass sibling is for those of you who don't know. I didn't know until you started using the term, actually.
Really?
Siblings of disabled or high needs children who are often described as so easy, so understanding, or so mature because their needs are often looked through. Not ignored on purpose, but often looked through. So
yeah.
let's get into it. So, I have 2 glass siblings in my home, which I think will be kind of cool to get into this and see, look into some things because one is almost 18 and Elliot is almost 7 years old. So we've had a lot of age for that older. And then Miles is just about to be 9. So I'm excited to deep dive and look into things I probably didn't think about,
Totally.
Unpack some shit with their different ages, which.
Totally. Well, let's talk about what a glass sibling can even look like.
Yeah. Good idea.
I know your son is ADHD. My son is ADHD. So it's like they don't not have extra needs. They do have extra needs.
I already didn't think about that.
So I know I have a lot of guilt about that because a lot of times I can't handle those extra needs because, right?
You're dealing with so many other fucking things.
Right. And he's older and I can logically explain things and he can understand things. But what it looks like, and I know this is very true for Harvey, being the helper, not wanting to add stress, downplaying their own needs, being praised for independence early, feeling guilty for needing attention. And I know that downplaying their own feelings
is a big one.
Yeah, big one for Harvey.
There's one I want to add on there too. Becoming emotionally older than their age.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
I feel like you just read off and I was like, ding, that's Miles. Ding, that's Miles. Ding, that's Miles. Ding, that's Miles. And then I realized I don't even really think about Amaya in all of this. And I don't know if it's because she's older, but I know her life has been rocked and changed. And she's literally like an adult now. Grew up way faster than her whole life has been that way. But Amaya's definitely takes on a lot of responsibility and she probably wouldn't have if, Ellie wasn't as high needs as she is. Amaya really.
Do you ever talk to her?
She doesn't really like to talk about things.
Oh.
She doesn't really like to. She does to an extent, but she's pretty. She doesn't like to talk about things.
Yes.
So I talk to her to an extent and bring stuff up, and that communication is always open, and we flap whenever she wants to flap, but not as much as as I want to.
Right. Some people don't.
but
That's
it's just
okay.
how her needs and how she is.
Yeah.
I feel like she has majorly taken on a role of. So I'll just explain some of the dynamic in our home. Actually,
Mhm.
Amaya immediately, she has taken on the role of like being another mom to Miles. And I'm always like, hey,
Mm.
remember, you're the sister too. Like,
Oh,
you're the
that's
sister.
interesting.
And she majorly is just like I was up dealing with Ellie and we were up all night. So we slept in late. And so he was getting himself up and ready for school and went downstairs and made himself a breakfast sandwich. And Amaya was like, he was downstairs alone.
Oh.
And I was like, it's fine once in a while.
Mhm.
But she very much has this protective and major motherly side. And I know they have a big age difference, but I
Mhm.
really think it's way more maternal due to the fact that I am always tangled up in Ellie.
Right. Right.
And I definitely think that's a big thing. She just jumped into the mom role. She doesn't seem to have anxiety and stuff. But Miles' glass sibling effect is like, he is so stressed out and has so much anxiety about Ellie that he acts like a little mini parent also. I feel like he definitely is way emotionally older than he should be.
Yeah.
And he takes on a lot of big worries, way more than he should. Like, I'll be
Yeah.
sitting right there and he'll be like, Mom, the baby. And I'm like, bro, I'm sitting right here. I see her. I love you.
Yeah.
Go fucking play. Like,
Right.
don't stress out about your sister. But how do you
We have
not?
that a lot in our house, Harvey. It's really hard because he is so persistent about things. He won't let it go when David and I are like, okay, we got this. We're
Mhm.
sitting right here. He just will continue and then it ramps everything up. And so there's sometimes where, I'll be getting ready for the day in my room and he'll come in and be like, Ada's on top of the counter,
Yeah.
or like whatever it is. And I'm like, oh shit, thanks, bud. And then there's sometimes where we're sitting all three of us together and I'm just like, bro, shush.
We're here. We got this.
Shush.
We see this.
Stop. And then he doesn't stop. And then, so that's really hard because sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. And other times I'm like, shush.
Same.
And how is he supposed to know
He's
the
not.
difference? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck do we do?
Right. But the way that I think it's affecting Harvey in a big way is being hyper aware of other people's feelings. And so
That makes sense.
I think that with ADHD comes rejection sensitive dysphoria a lot of times. And he definitely suffers from that. And so to have a hypersensitivity to anything perceived as rejection, not even just logical rejection, just perceived as rejection, and then to be like hyper aware of what that person is probably feeling, it's
Yep.
just like a really hard combination for him. He struggles a lot in a classroom setting and
Yep.
because not only is he bouncing off the walls and kind of being a little bit of a troublemaker,
Yep. Then he comes home.
but when he's not doing that, then he's in tune to everyone around him and that doesn't feel good.
Then he comes home and he doesn't get, you don't get that this sounds bad, but like a special needs household, no matter how dialed it is, it's pretty chaotic compared to
Yeah.
like
100%.
your average home, I feel like. So it's like sometimes Miles will come home and clearly needs to like reset, but then his sister's being a little tyrant. And I'm just like,
Right.
sorry, you just came home from a chaotic school day to just some chaotic hell in your own safe space.
Yeah.
So like probably go sit in your room and just take some
Yep.
deep breaths in there because
Yeah.
the downstairs is a fucking madhouse right now.
Oh, I know I have a lot of guilt about like when the kids were a little bit younger. And so, right, Harvey was like, I don't know, 4 and 5, clearly needing a lot of assistance with regulation. And we would just be like, buddy, go to your room for a minute while the two
Yep.
of us are trying to
Yeah.
handle and help Ada.
Yep.
And
I'm always like, go play. I love you. Go play.
Right. And so now when he gets really, really angry, he pushes us away.
And he's used to self-soothing almost.
Yeah. And so he goes and spends time in his room by himself when he's super, super angry. And it just breaks my heart that like when I come to try to talk to him, it's not helpful for him because it's so foreign. That's where a lot of my guilt is trying to kind of repair that, you know, and teach him it's okay to need help from someone. It's okay to sit with someone.
You don't have
to feel better.
sit alone.
Right. You
Even
don't have
though
to
I've-
isolate yourself.
Even though I've made you basically fucking
Right.
isolate yourself.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
There's no fucking rule books ever for
Mm-mm.
anything. And so it's like,
Mm-mm.
how do we know? I had reached out to somebody. We'll reach out in the end too. Just by the way, I might as well do the plug now. If you are a glass sibling, we would love to hear your experience. So please message us.
Yes.
Message us. I had somebody reach out to me, and they are older. She said she's 57 years old, and she still has so much trauma from the way her parents talked to her as being a glass sibling.
Yeah.
And the things she's learned from it and wishes didn't happen because it's still a trauma trigger for her at the age of 57. And I just think I heard that story and I was just like blown away that she shared all this, and seeing how it still impacted her scared the fuck out of me.
Well, she talked a lot about resentment between her and her sibling. And that I am so terrified of, because, you know, a lot of people,
terrifying. It's all
I talk a lot about, you know, the more extreme side of the spectrum. And it's because the reason my heart lives there so much is because the system is failing us and we're on the other end of the system.
Yep.
And if we're struggling to this degree,
imagine what they
imagine how they are, right? And so anyway, there's this massive fear about what's going to happen for my child if I'm not here anymore.
Yep.
And I haven't had that until just recently.
Ugh.
Because in my mind, we're family and we stick together. And if I can instill that in a healthy way, then I don't have to worry, because they've got each other. And just recently, I'm seeing this major resentment build in Harvey about his sister. And a lot of it has to do with this phase she's in where she's just really physical. And we talked about we talk a lot about space bubbles. And Sadie helped me realize, because Ada, she would be like, no, you can pop someone's space bubble. And I'd be like, no, you can't. Yes, you can. You can pop someone's space bubble. And I'm saying like, no, you can't, as in, no, we really shouldn't do that. And she's saying,
yes,
but
you
logically,
can.
Yeah, you can. And I'll show you. And so she's at school, like punching kids.
It's
just
not funny.
To show,
it's not.
It's not. But she's just showing us that you can pop someone's space bubble.
She's like, fucking watch me pop this space bubble.
Right. She's all about.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine, as a sibling, Harvey's getting that hardcore.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
put him in a box.
Right. Right. Well, her special day class teacher came up with force field. I was like, that is genius.
I love that.
Yes. Because I talked to him. I was like, hey, listen, she's enjoying the idea of popping people's bubbles. So we need to come up with something. And I said, I tried square. It didn't stick. So if you come up with something, let me know.
Force field. I love that.
And she came home and she was telling her ABA therapist, she's like, yeah, so my teacher told me today that people also have force fields, and force fields are strong.
I love that.
And I was like, oh my God.
I love that clicked with her. You just got to find what fucking clicked.
Right.
So Harvey
obviously she's like, I don't care, you know, but
I want to tell you, because I know this is going to, anyways, family dynamics, just about your fear, you know that relationships, even without special needs, are hard, and you just want to wish and pray and hope for the best, but you just don't know what you're going to get in life, even without that special needs aspect. Like, there's a lot of siblings that are estranged, and I know that like you pray that never happens to your family, but
you have to prepare for the worst.
It's not, I mean, special needs may play a role or whatever, but like this stuff happens without that involved, and you just don't know. You just hope and love and teach them to love each other and pray for the best, you know?
But also be prepared for the worst. And that's big in our world because our kids need us to prepare for the worst so that they're taken care of. But anyway.
That's what Miles always tells me. Don't worry. If you die, I'm just going to build a room for Ellie at my house.
Yeah.
He's like convinced he's going to take care of her. And, you know, well, right now anyways, so is what he's convinced. But he loves the baby and looks at her. We call her the baby. And him and Ellie have a good relationship. He tells me that he gets sad that he doesn't have, a lot of his friends have siblings that are close enough in age where they can like play and be built-in best friends, and that looks different, and he notices that, and it makes him really sad. But that's kind of where he's at with Ellie. He wishes that he could play and have like that. He's missing that, dare I say, normal, typical sibling relationship. I think that's a big one for him. I don't know.
Harvey and Ada, they're still buds.
But it gets hard. And it is hard having the boys also have this extreme, like Miles has anxiety disorder, severe. And I know it's from Ellie. I know it's all caused from his sister. He was never, I know it's all from Ellie. And then you add their ADHD in the mix, and it's just like, add their high needs ADHD with like the special needs sibling, and then being a glass sibling and it's just fucking lot. I mean, I'm assuming I'm not one, so we're trying really hard not to speak for glass siblings today.
Because we are not them.
Because we are not them. So that's why we'd love to hear your guys' stories, because we really want to do a follow-up episode with a little bit more in depth and maybe have our boys on it a little bit. But
well, we had to, so we shifted because when we first started ABA, we had a little icon that said time with brother. And it was all about helping the dynamic when they play, you know, and helping Ada with taking turns and waiting. And so then it could be more enjoyable for Harvey. But then I recently had to tell them, I was like, look, we need to take that out and
have to adjust.
It's
pivot.
Right. And I literally told them, I was like, when you're there, that is time for Harvey to get space. And be in a calm household.
Fantastic.
Right. So,
which will hopefully be super huge for him.
I think that's been a huge shift. And then sitting in the front seat, I just had a massive conversation with him from, my kids there's 2 different campuses for their elementary school. So it's 2 different drop-offs, and I get like 15 minutes, just me and Harv in the car.
It's fucking huge, because I don't even get, I don't know how sometimes I don't even get 15 minutes with Miles in a day.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, and then I used to have a lot of guilt when Ada was in preschool from 8 to 5, and she'd nap there. She wouldn't nap at home. So then, you know, if I did pick her up early, it was miserable for her and everyone. So she was in preschool for a long day, and Harvey and I would get the afternoon together.
Which is so fucking big.
It is, but I used to feel a lot of guilt because
she was in school and not there.
Right. And I'm like home chilling with my boy, and I could, you know. So I didn't know how to really feel about that. But now here we are, and I have a little bit healthier relationship with, you know, the things she needs that don't include me, you know, that she can't get from me. And so we have ABA meeting her at after school program.
I love that, by the way.
It's been so amazing. They help her with the socializing, with following routines. So it's been really amazing. And now, since my shampoo bowl broke, I haven't been working, which is.
I'm just kidding. I'm not excited. I know. I'm so sad Morgan can't cut hair and we can dick off more doing our podcast,
which is not making any money.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But it's been an interesting shift. But anyway, so now I'm able to pick him up a little bit instead of him also going to after school program. And that gives us a little bit of time in the afternoons to have one-on-one. And I have a total different outlook on it now. I don't feel guilty anymore because Ada is getting what she needs. And then I'm able to meet Harvey where he is a little bit. And that's been a really good shift.
I feel like, guilt. We all know I'm always blanketed in guilt. But what's been working for me and Miles, like the kid doesn't understand why I can't just like go in his room for,
such
like, why I can't just go in his room for 15 minutes. And I'm like, because your sister will burn this motherfucking house down in 2 minutes. So like, that's not a thing at all, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then not to mention, they are a magnet to us.
Dude, Ellie would just be like, bah, 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 bah. That even if Blake was home, I think at the moment I went into Miles's room, it would not be a thing.
Yes.
And so,
that breaks my heart.
Lately, and same thing I've actually realized I do with Amaya also, movies.
Yeah.
Her and I, during Christmas, sat down like almost every night with the Christmas lights on and watched like love movies, Christmas love movies. And Miles and I haven't hung out in a while. And last night everyone went to bed and him and I sat on the couch and he loves, is it Cake? I don't know if anyone's ever watched that show.
We love that too.
He's obsessed with Is It Cake. When I was like, okay, fine. And I was so tired and I was like, Sadie, just watch the fucking 1 hour episode with your son. Like, pull your life together. Blake was like, what are you doing downstairs? I'm like, I just watched a show with Miles. He was like, okay, cool. I'm like, I know. And that was it's not like a lot of chatting and playing, but that seems to work. It seems to help my anxiety not be all over the place, and it's working for us. Yeah, which I'm loving that I'm finding something, and it may not be what he wants. Like he's got these really cool boxes coming from Crunch Labs, and
Harvey wants those. Damn it, you ordered. Okay, so I got to get on it. I got to order 'em.
And Miles loves it, and he really looks forward to it. And so
can you tell me what you ordered so I can order different ones?
That
way they
can play and do stuff.
Yeah.
We just got a subscription for it.
Oh, nice.
But the last one that came, I was trying to do the first one with him, and it was so hard because I was trying, and then Ellie was being crazy, and so it was like kind of a frustrating situation.
That's why I don't do that shit.
So sadly, and as much as I want to be involved and do it, I was like, let's save this one for your dad.
Yeah.
And then him and his dad went to his room, built it in his room in peace, and they had like the best time. And so even though it's not time with me, which fucking blows, he's still getting
he's
one-on-one. And that's my own issue. It needs to not matter which parent it's coming from per se. I feel like anyways, I feel guilty, but I realize it's just the dynamic of the household that he is going to grow up in. And
I have a ton of guilt about that kind of thing because my sister-in-law got us like a year subscription to a similar box, building kit stuff, but it was like for toddler ages back during the pandemic. And it was so hard because I would try to do it with the child that is, able to follow along and do the steps and, really appreciate the learning aspect of it. And meanwhile,
the other kid's raising hell.
She's literally not letting us.
Yep.
She's wanting my attention to the point where she's screaming. And I mean, it just
becomes
work.
Frustrating. Then it's like this fun
no one's
thing
learning.
It's frustrating as fuck, and it's rushed.
Right. This thing that could be such a sweet experience for my older child has become maybe a trauma,
I have just learned, and this is one of the biggest things I've learned with the glass sibling thing. It's just that like I have to accept that, and it's really hard to accept, but I just have to accept our relationship is what it is, and I just try to give him me when I can, but like when we do stuff, him and me, mainly he does stuff with his dad. So like if we're going to get a TV show in and pop popcorn and that's our thing, then that's just going to be our thing.
Yeah.
I can't try to force myself into doing that.
Yeah.
I was so stressed out. And then it was like our time together was spoiled because I was then in a bad mood. And I was just like, we just need to get this done. Your sister's freaking out.
Right.
It was not good for anybody.
Yeah.
So like, I just need to learn to be realistic, and I have little to give. him, which is fucked up, but it's
Yeah.
the reality of things.
Yeah.
I can't change that, you know?
Mhm.
And so I feel like Blake is his go-to. And if I just set it up for him to be happy that way, and, you know, like he said something that fucking crushed me. And
You've talked about this before.
yeah, about his dad being his number one human.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, at least he feels like he has a number one human.
Right.
And that sucks,
Right.
but it's just our dynamic and it's just our real life and our reality. And so I'm trying really hard to think about it that in that aspect of just like,
Mhm.
it is our life and it's
Mhm.
not going to change no matter what we do.
Yeah.
And so if I can just make him feel seen in any way I can, then I guess that's the end goal.
Right. Right.
I don't know.
And they do. I think our boys, I mean, they both know we love them.
I was reading some stuff on here and it's like I say all these things to him, you know.
Well, one thing I wanted to get into is like how do you think they perceive what's going on? And like, I don't want to talk for them, but like some of
Yep.
the things we say to them, like your needs are easier so they can wait. You understand, right? Be patient. Oh, you're so good.
So I literally say all of those except the first one to Miles. I say everything. I never say your needs are easier so they can wait.
Mm-hmm.
I may think that in my head,
Right.
but I had this moment and I'll never forget it. They're 2 years apart. I'll never forget. My husband left for the first time for work. We lived with no family. The babies were, Ellie was brand new. I'll never forget. Miles's room was downstairs. I was sitting at the top of the stairs. Ellie was screaming bloody murder from her fucking crib, and Miles was screaming bloody murder from his bedroom in the middle of the night. And I sat at the stairs and I froze and I cried. I was just crying. I'll never forget sitting at the stairs, like vividly remember,
Yeah.
because it was so fucking traumatizing.
Right.
And I was just like, who do I go to first?
Right.
Whose needs are the most dire right now? It was
Right.
Ellie's, because she needed her butt changed and a diaper.
Right.
But I wasn't going to be like, hold on, Miles. Like, let me, your needs aren't enough right now. But in that moment, I learned that right there. It's just like, I am going to help whoever's needs are the most magnified at this time. And if it would have been Miles at the time, that's who would have got attended to first. It doesn't matter the special needs or the kid. It's just who's in need of me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Miles is never dire like that anymore. And I would never tell him that. But
is it because he's not, or is it because he's downplaying his needs?
Because he's downplaying his needs 100%.
Right.
And it makes me feel so guilty that
Yeah.
I think he has very much learned to skate under the radar on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I think in his head, he's like, I don't want to stress my mom out.
Yeah.
I don't want to stress anyone out.
Yeah.
And that's fucking sad.
Yeah. A big thing for us is bedtime. Like sometimes Ada takes fucking 45 minutes for us to get her settled enough
to be able to leave.
To be able to go into Harvey's room and even attempt to, say goodnight and do our routine. And I literally stop right before his door. And I'm like, okay, Morgan, pick yourself up and walk in with the energy that you think he needs.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say like, oh, that took a while. I could hear her screaming from here, but I'm okay. I was just reading and I was just listening to my story on.
But really, he was thinking, when the fuck is she going to calm down enough so my parents can come in? So I have to keep doing these things until I don't hear screaming. Then I know they're coming.
Right. Even though he wanted and needed us, he made sure I knew he was okay.
He's like, don't worry, Mom. I did all this.
And and that sort of thing happens, all day long.
And that's because it's not okay to them.
Right.
But they just want to straight say it, because if it was okay, he wouldn't even bring it up.
Yeah.
I feel the same way with Miles. That's something I've learned to read.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I wish that we could explain it better, because I don't want to speak for them,
Right.
Like I wish I could get in Amaya's head. Maybe one day she'll let us interview her.
Maybe.
Wishful thinking, but I don't know. I feel like, where did I just read this quote that not every glass sibling is traumatized, but many are shaped.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my big kids are so fucking special because of Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I get told all the time, oh my God, Miles is such a great kid. He's so empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if either of them would be that way if it wasn't for Ellie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they may be,
100%,
but
right.
I feel like being a glass sibling is honestly such a heaviness,
Mm-hmm.
but also such a fucking brightness to it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Miles is so understanding, empathetic, loving. I can see who he's becoming, and I know a big part of that is being shaped because he's a
Oh,
glass
yeah.
sibling.
Yeah.
But in the most like phenomenal way, which is
Mhm.
amazing. I guess it could go either way.
Yeah.
I guess I could be seeing him right now not being that way and because of the heaviness from it, but he is definitely like the light is what is getting him, and it's really awesome to see.
Well, and to speak to our experience, because that's all we can speak to or speak about is, what it's like to try to mom this whole scenario. I think it's really important to balance that in our minds with, the things that they're gaining and
Yep.
trying to um trying to dissipate a little bit of that guilt with
The fucking bright.
with the things that they're gaining. And I think that it's just, just like anything in life, it's just a balance of trying to make sure their needs are met and raising them in a way that they don't have that resentment toward their sibling.
So when I read this, I instantly was like, oh my God, this is what I need to start doing a little more of, because I don't want him to have resentment towards his sister or
Right.
to me. And I'm really
Mhm.
scared because I feel like that's a very fine line and it can shift in a second.
Yeah, totally.
Like you never know. He could wake up tomorrow and things could shift, and that scares the shit out of me. I know things aren't even right now, and that's not because you don't matter.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a line that I'm going to start to adopt,
Mhm.
because I'm always just like, hold on,
Mhm.
let me deal with Elle, and then I'll get
Yeah.
right to you.
Mhm.
And that's automatically teaching him like his needs don't matter and aren't important.
Right, right.
So I really love that. Private check-ins, even if it's for 5 minutes. Sadie, spend 5 minutes with Miles. Like, why can you not do that when Ellie's in
Yeah.
bed? I can do that when Ellie's in bed, and I don't do it.
Well, we're so exhausted.
Right?
I mean,
Seriously, sometimes it's 8 o'clock, and I'm like, everyone, it's fucking bedtime.
get
Like
the
literally everyone
fuck out of my face.
go the fuck to bed,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
burnt out.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, I love you. Let's bang. And I'm like, don't look at me or speak to me. I can't even function right now.
Right.
Let them be messy, not just the easy one. I love that also.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. Let them
We
be
were
messy.
talking about
let
that.
them have their anger. Let them,
Yes.
validate when
And
they feel frustrated.
I need to do much better. I need to
Yeah.
let him know. And I try to work really hard with that like everyone's feelings are valid.
Yeah.
And I always try to tell that to my daughter and my husband. And I'm like, hey, everyone's needs are, your
Mhm.
feelings are valid.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be on my level of things or my scale or scope, but like
Mm-hmm.
everyone's feelings are valid. You're feeling that for a
Mhm.
reason. And even if I'm being dramatic, I'm like, your feelings are valid. So
Yeah. Do you know it's a big one for me with that? Both my kids verbally stim.
Yeah.
And so they're constantly just vocalizing all the time.
Mhm.
And I looked at David one time, probably at least a year ago. I was like, do Harvey's verbal stims trigger you in a way that Ada's don't? And he's like, oh yeah, 100%.
You're all, we need earplugs.
I was like, oh my God, like both of us are so triggered by his. And for one, I mean, the house will be minimal chaos, functioning
Yep.
somewhat, smoothly. And he'll just, and like literally his sounds are like, no
Yep.
joke, no exaggeration.
Yep.
That is like one of his stems. And so there is a piece to it where it is actually more jarring, where hers is like,
Girl, I could not agree more, which is so
hers,
bizarre.
yeah, hers is like jibber jabber and like, and you know, and so she'd be in the back seat constantly, you know,
Yeah,
just
flapping
flapping
away.
away. And I'm like, look at all these sounds she's learning, you know, she's practicing.
And then Harvey's like,
And Harvey's
"Wah,
over there.
wah, wah."
Right. Right. And I'm like, Harvey, quiet. Well, she gets to do it. And I was like, and so like, how do you say, yeah, but her sounds aren't as annoying?
100%.
You know? So that's,
I feel the same
yeah,
way.
that's one area I'm really, really working on is allowing him to be noisy and, you
Like,
know,
I'm always like,
have
Miles,
his
knock it
stance.
off. And how mean is that?
Right.
Knock it off. Your sister's literally naked, running amok in this house,
Yes.
fucking everything up.
Yes.
And I'm just telling you to knock off whatever you're doing, which is like,
Right.
on a scale of 1 to 10, she's always an 8, and his is like probably a 2. And I'm
Right.
like, stop it. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying really hard to like, and honestly, it's like a tick. Like, you know, on the way to school, you know, I got
Right.
this like crazy tick, and I'm just like, Morgan, it's a short drive. You can do it. You
I'm
can
just
do
like
it.
picturing you in the car.
Oh yeah, it really is. I was like, we're almost there.
You got your hat
there.
on and you're just like,
Yes.
eyes like twitching up.
Exactly.
Repair counts more than perfection.
I love that one.
This
I
blew
love
my
that
mind
one.
reading that on here.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys, I know we've said it before, but this is literally therapeutic to us. And I feel like we pick topics based on kind of what we're feeling in the moment, or else, you know, we like toss them out the window.
Yeah.
But I love it when we do an episode and my mind is just like,
Right.
and this is one of those things for me.
Yeah.
And just repair counts more than perfection.
Yeah.
I need to do so much better, and I know I can.
Mhm.
It just letting him be messy.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm a dick, just being like, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what is wrong with me, Miles. You are
Yeah.
just keep being your fabulous self. Like, you
Yeah.
don't need to tone down.
Yeah.
Do you, man?
Yeah.
Do you? And I'll never forget one night we were having dinner and we had a couple of friends over. We were all eating at a table, and Ellie was just being her really special, ridiculous self, just like over the top, fucking everything up at the dining room table. And Miles was like up on the chair and being kind of loud. And I was like, Miles, sit down.
Mhm.
And my husband looked at me and he was just like, just let him be. And then after dinner, then I was just like, you're right. What is wrong with me?
Mhm.
Let him goddamn be.
Mhm.
He wasn't being like insane, nothing
Right.
compared to Ellie.
Right.
And then after dinner, when our friends were leaving, they hugged me, and one of them I'll never forget. And she was just like, I love that you just let your kids be and exist in the household. And I was just like,
Yeah.
ouch.
Yeah.
I need to do it way more. I
Yeah.
need to let him exist without me just harping on him all the time.
Right. Right.
I don't harp on Ellie like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, and there has to be a balance though, right? Because when a child is capable of more, we have to challenge that, and we have to
True.
teach them to function in this world,
Yep.
you know, in a way that
That makes
they
sense.
can be successful in the areas they want to be successful. So there has to be a balance, and that's one area we struggle with. And like just a small example is, you know, sitting at the table for dinner, same or similar. Ada, if she is at the table, it's a success.
Yep.
And usually she's standing and dancing, and she'll take a bite and kind of twirl, or, you know, take a lap into the other room. And we're kind of, you know, saying, please don't touch anything. Your hands are messy, you know, come back.
Yep.
But she's doing all this stuff. And Harvey, he's capable of sitting at the
You sit
table
down
and
you know,
eating dinner. So we're
Yep.
harping on him to have his manners. And, you know, meanwhile, same thing. Sister is running amok. And so there has to be a balance. And I think that that's where we struggle.
different rules and different expectations.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So how do we do that without the siblings resenting us
Right.
and their sibling?
Because-
and that's where I'm at right now is
At the end of the day, they are different humans.
Mhm.
They are two different humans with huge different needs, you know?
Yeah.
And so there are different expectations, but how are we supposed to teach them that they have different rules but like we're all supposed to accept being different, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And acceptance, but also like you do have different rules because you are different than your sibling. Like, how do we do that without fucking everyone up in the head?
Well, I don't know.
Without the resentment aspect. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but that is
Because we
actually
can't be like, well, your sister can do this because she's special needs. But at the end of the day,
Right.
that's exactly why this shit is going on.
right.
So how do we phrase? How can we change? How do we phrase that?
Well,
Someone help me.
I know. Well, that
If
that
that
is
makes
why
sense.
we're here, right? Because we're hoping to be loud enough that the world our girls, grow up in can be more accepting. And there is a certain aspect where we have to accept all of these extra needs. And like I remember Miles was over and Harvey and Ada and Miles were playing hide and seek. And Miles was really struggling because Ada loves to play, but she doesn't play by the rules.
Yep.
And so that was a really cool kind of learning experience. And he didn't love it. I'll admit he didn't love it. But he kind of was picking up from Harvey that like, oh, we include her and she feels included and we can have fun with her, but really it's just me and Harvey playing.
Yep.
And that was kind of a little bit of a metaphor for me of like, we do have to accept everyone's differences and also just be aware. I don't know.
I guess accommodate. We just have to be accommodating humans.
Yeah. And there's times where they will learn to accommodate, that's the goal, right? Is that
Yep.
our special needs kids can learn to accommodate, other people's needs to a degree, the
Yep.
best they're able to at
Yep.
least, like going to see a sporting event. Like the goal would be
Yep.
that
How to
she's
show
able
up
to
for
sit
someone else.
and show up the best she can.
Yep.
Right. So I don't know. It's just a balance. You have to teach that accommodating and the acceptance and also without
feel like
resentment.
I want to share stories with my oldest, but I just want to say that because is a big deal and it very much affects our household and our relationship. But I can't find a way to talk about it that would be appropriate, that she would be okay with,
Yeah, because she wants her privacy.
Because she wants her privacy. So
Right.
everybody just know I'm not forgetting that I have a 17-year-old. This really does affect, the glass sibling affects no matter what age difference you are. Thank you. I was waiting for
I
you
think
to
I
do
took
that.
it all. I took it
Well, that sucks. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Okay,
But I definitely feel like it's very visible there, but I don't know how to appropriately talk about it without breaking her privacy stuff. So
Yeah, we want to.
I just want to point that out, that it is a thing and it is existent for her and it's a really big deal, but I can't talk about it.
Yeah, we'll respect her
But
privacy.
it's there. Love without resentment and guilt around it. I do.
Well, wait, pause real quick. A way we might be able to get into a little bit of that without talking about her is just what we think it could look like for glass siblings as they grow and mature into adulthood, right? These traits they're developing now to coexist in a household with special needs.
So
what it can look like is people pleasing and struggling to ask for help, minimizing their own pain, feeling responsible for others' emotions, and burnout masked as capability.
Okay, so I feel like these are all just, I don't know why I didn't think about this one geared towards, because she's basically an adult.
Right. And so we're not saying that she's experiencing these things,
No,
but I know for a fact Harvey feels responsible for others' emotions.
Yep.
He already tends to people please. And I've been working a lot with him because he's the kid that is friends with, how do I say this? He's friends with the kids that a lot of the other kids struggle connecting with.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
And you know, there's one scenario that I have in mind without giving away obviously any specific information, but there's a rough home life.
Mm-hmm.
And so this sweet child will come and talk about some things that are really inappropriate. And actually I had another mom contact me because her child told her about some of the things being said. And it was really inappropriate. I really appreciated that. But I've been having to work with Harvey about setting those boundaries.
Yep.
And I said, it's okay to say, I still want to be friends, but I don't like what you're talking about.
Yep.
And you're not stopping, so I'm going to walk away. And he was like, but Mom, if I do that, then they'll scream and they'll, be sad for the rest of the day. And it's this, it's the trauma showing up for this other child and them acting out, trying to kind of manipulate and get that attention. But also Harvey feels that and he feels responsible for that to the point where he'll put up with it. And so he already is having those characteristics come out.
Minimizing his own needs because someone else has it worse.
Yes. And so, yeah, I've really been trying to work with him on setting the boundaries and letting him know, like, that's okay. And I don't remember what he said the other day, but it was something about what other people feel. And he was legitimately feeling it. And I just, without even thinking, I was like, who cares?
I'm fucking dead. Or Harvey's like crying because he's feeling it, and you're just like, well, who the fuck cares?
But it wasn't necessarily about like friends. It was just like what other people might be thinking. And
been there, felt that.
We don't care what other people think.
Sometimes I feel bad too, and I'm like, Miles, it's okay, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it the fuck go.
He feels that deeply, deeply. And then, he'll also have times where he'll be like, Mom. And I'll be like, what? And I'm like, never mind.
It's like that Stewie, like Family Guy. And he's like,
Mom,
yeah, mommy.
Yeah.
What? Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about too? The Peanuts teacher, when you were talking about Harvey's tics and stuff, like being like, wah, wah. And I was just thinking how the Charlie Brown teachers talks all the time, but it's like, wah, 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 wah. It's like muffled and not words,
Right.
I'm like, that's what that reminded me
Except
of.
it's like loud.
Yeah.
It's like
wah, wah, wah,
it's like
wah,
an alarm that goes off in the city to let you know there's a tsunami coming.
Fucking dead.
That's what it sounds like. And that's what it feels like to my nervous system. We've got to go. Like fight or flight.
Time to go.
Sure.
You're like, this is triggering shit right here.
Yeah. I liked this one. Did we already say that? Not every glass sibling is traumatized.
I didn't know, but
many
I
are
left
shaped.
I left it there because I was reading it, and then I didn't know if I read it in my head or out loud.
Yeah.
So say that one more time because I love that.
Not every glass sibling is traumatized, but many are shaped.
Yep.
I would say all of them
And that's
are
what I
shaped.
said. I think that's the goal.
Not to speak for other people.
That's the goal in
but-
life for me personally, for my children under my roof, is that I don't ever want them to be like, I'm traumatized and have a lot of trauma because I was a glass sibling. I'm hoping that when they're in therapy, when they're older, and they're like, I'm a glass sibling, but this is all the positive stuff from it. And yes, there was this negative stuff because of fucking course.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping and praying that somehow I can find the balance to where the lightness for them outweighs the heaviness. And even if it's only by like 4%, I'm just hoping that it's a little off kilter to be in the higher light, if that makes sense. I don't know how to get there or what to do.
And to make sure they see the good that their special needs sibling brings to the world.
Right. This is what you can love your sibling deeply and still feel overlooked.
Yes.
And like, I know for sure, I know my kids have to feel overlooked. Like they just fucking have to. And no matter how hard I try, I know it happens. How can it not? They're human.
Well, that goes along with what we've talked a lot about, how grief and gratitude exist at the same time.
Right.
And learning how to kind of exist there, where we have two polarizing emotions existing within us at the same time. And so that's interesting to me because that is something we as adults are still trying to learn how to manage and be okay with. And that's something they're learning from, you know, they will never even remember that lesson being taught to them or that lesson sinking in for them because it's just their lives, that you can love deeply and also
still feel
like you're second place or still feel whatever that said. What did that say?
Still feel overlooked.
Yeah. You can love deeply and still feel overlooked at the exact same time. And so that's really interesting that they are going to grow up being familiar with having those polarizing emotions.
Oh, I didn't even think about that ever.
Yeah.
Like I said, I always tend to turn the lens in. We've talked about this. I feel like I feel Ellie's emotions too much. It's probably not, it's not healthy at this point. Most likely. It is most likely a really big issue that I need to work through. But
I feel like that's what my husband does.
I always feel so much grief and gratitude that I'm heavily in it constantly. I never even thought about that the kids could be living in that to an extent that they just don't know yet.
Right.
Which can just get us right into the fucking grief of all of this. Grieving the childhood they didn't get. I feel like my kids are growing up too fast. Because of Ellie, and that's like, I feel like the fact that Miles has such bad anxiety and like, it's super sad. Grieving the family dynamic that they won't get to experience. Camping trips that all my friends like grow up going to. My friends go, you guys, like everyone goes every year. And like, I used to do that with Amaya all the time. And like, we don't do that.
I've been struggling a lot with the trips we don't take.
It's
because we have friends that go for a weekend trip down to the city. And like, these are trips that I would go and do in a heartbeat. But
well, then you do. And it's like, well, let me pack my whole house. And then I need pictures of like the actual doorknobs because I need to figure out how I'm going to lock my child into this room. And like, oh, a lot of the hotel rooms now, what the fuck? I actually hate it. Every hotel basically out there, listen, their fucking locks on their door, like their big security locks, now unlock when you open your doorknob so you can get out. So I'm like shoving fucking furniture in front of the doors when we travel.
Yeah.
But just like, there's no easy. And so
right now, our family just the chaos and the anxiety and it's just all too much for us right now.
Right.
So I feel really bad because I don't even want to go on vacation right now because it's too much. And if it's too much for me, then I know no one will have fun because
you're the one that has to hold that shit together.
I hold it together. Yes.
And like the fact that Miles was just like, my dad's my person. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Let me see. I didn't get the tissues out.
I knew I was going to cry today. That's why I didn't wear mascara.
Why didn't you tell me?
But it's just I just feel so sad. Yeah. And like, I know they're both going to be just amazing people because Ellie's our sibling. Like, even Amaya is just like, she's so good with special needs kids. Like, she texted me the other day and was like, Mom, I'm at the gym. There's this really cute special needs girl with her headphones on. And she was like, we were just working out by each other. And then we were I forgot what TV show they were just flapping about, but it was just like this cute girl that had a hard time reaching out. But like, Amaya knows how to.
That's amazing.
To see people. But like, she's super invisible in our household, I feel like.
Right.
Like, does Amaya have needs? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Because she takes care of herself.
Well, and she's an amazing human.
And she does her shit.
Yeah.
And I don't even think about it, you know?
Which, I mean, to be fair, she is basically an adult.
Yeah, 100%. She's, February, March, April, May, June. She'll be 18 in 4 months. Oh, God. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But, I mean,
I'm just trying to accept it's that acceptance piece that we're never going to accept, why this is our life. And I'm never going to fully accept that like Miles's dad is his person, but I just try to tell myself it's okay. And it just is our dynamic in life. And it just is what it is. So I just need to accept it.
Well, one thing that I try to remind myself is that, like, no phase is forever.
Yep. 100%.
And so.
Yep. It's just our season of life right now.
Right. And so it's never too late. And I think that while our other kids might feel they're missing out on us now, it's never too late to, dive back in when we're able to.
Yep.
And then also let them tell us about it. Let them talk about it and how.
Repair.
Right.
It's never too late to repair.
Right. Repair counts more than perfection. And that I kind of live by that.
I love that. And I never even thought of it until I read it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it. That's so right.
That's probably why I have a different relationship with guilt because
you're good about that.
Well, I just know that guilt doesn't serve anyone.
Oh, I wish I could just shut it the fuck off. And sometimes it hits me hard.
I experience it. I mean, I've talked a lot about it today. I definitely experience it, but I also just
I feel like yours isn't as crippling.
Yeah, it doesn't serve me. And so I go instantly into like, well, that sucks. What can I do to make it better?
Yeah.
And then I try to move into action, which is not always easier. I'm not always capable of it, but guilt doesn't serve anyone. And we're all human. We're all very flawed humans, and we need to give ourselves permission to be flawed humans.
I just feel like guilt and acceptance go hand in hand. And I'm trying really hard to just accept. And I know, like, this is the dynamic in the relationship. And if I accept it, then the guilt is going to drop.
No, I don't think so.
You don't
I don't
think so?
agree at all.
Damn, maybe I just need to look at it differently.
Because look at me. I don't even know what we're accepting.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I haven't accepted anything because I don't know
what the fuck you're accepting.
I don't know what it is we're actually dealing with. I accept our day to day. Oh, this is the phase we're in right now. Okay. But yeah, I don't have any acceptance because I don't want to get there and then have it be the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just trying not to read too far into it. But I don't think acceptance and guilt go hand in hand at all because
I just feel like if I could accept that he can't get all of me, then my guilt's going to go away.
No.
If I can be okay with this, then everything will be okay. So basically, I guess what the fuck is happening. And now that I say it out loud, that sounds really not logical.
Hashtag mom life.
Yeah, that's fucked up. So that's never going to happen.
Well, okay. So you think that accepting
just anything in life in general
will make the guilt go away.
Yeah. If I can just accept that that's okay, his dad can be his person and that's healthy and fine because that's our dynamic in our life, in our household, then my guilt should go away.
You'll never be able to accept that though. That'll never be.
Yes, I can.
Something that'll never be something that feels okay with you though.
I know you're
because
right.
You're mom.
And I just keep waiting for this acceptance for everything, I guess.
No. And that's, I don't really know how to explain how I disagree, but
you do.
I do. I'm so sorry though, because that's not helpful.
I don't know.
Can we deep dive on this for a minute?
Yes.
Because I want to unpack why.
Yeah. Let's deep dive.
And I've had a little bit of a high noon, and so I'm not connecting the dots right now. I need help.
I literally just feel like, I don't know, if I could just, like I said, I'm not okay with the fact that he has to basically be raised by his father as his human. But I guess my husband's probably having that same guilt and grief for me being Ellie's person. He's just not equally, like you've mentioned it before. You guys went on the bike ride.
Yeah.
And you couldn't experience that part of life with Harvey. Your
Right.
friends got to, and Harvey got to experience it,
Right.
but you were still sad about it.
Yeah.
And there's still a guilt there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is there a guilt in there about it? That you got to experience it with Ada, not Harvey, or is it a sadness? Okay, I guess that's a different thing. Guilt and sadness, are they different?
Maybe they are, because I have sadness, but I don't have guilt.
No, I just have guilt. When I am sad.
Strange. Look at me not able to reframe right now. I'm so glad, because I have been annoying myself.
I just shut Morgan the
lately.
fuck up.
Yeah, you did. No, yeah.
For Sadie.
Yeah, I don't have guilt about that. I have sadness. And
I've never felt guilt really in my life until becoming a special needs parent. Not gonna lie.
really,
That may sound heartless, but I'm not a guilty person in life. And I feel guilt usually towards nothing else in life, to be honest. But when it
Yeah.
comes to my kids, that the guilt is like overwhelming.
yeah.
But I don't feel guilt in like any other aspect of my life. Take the kids out of the equation. I never I feel
Yeah.
guilty I couldn't do this, and I feel guilt. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm learning to do what I need to do in life, and that's okay. And not in like a big fuck you situation. It's
Right.
just like,
Right.
I need to guilt-free do what my household needs and what I need to do. But when it comes to the kids, the guilt is just there.
I don't know. I think maybe I feel like as long as I'm doing my best, that's when my guilt shows up, is when I'm not showing up
When you know you can show up
enough.
better
Yes.
or more.
Yes. And in that scenario, the bike ride scenario where Harvey got to ride with our friends to the destination, it wasn't this like big dramatic chaotic situation, right? It was
You
just
showed
like,
up good.
this is our family dynamic, and yep, mom and dad and Ada are turning
It's
around.
nice when you're in a head frame and you can
But it's okay because
frame that.
they did that. They, it
you
was
accepted
like,
the situation. Therefore, you didn't have guilt about it.
oh,
See, I don't know. In
Huh.
my head, and just the way I'm wired, that acceptance and guilt. In my head, if I can accept things and actually accept them, even whether it be the moment or the big overall picture, I'm gonna feel better. Guilt is big and heavy, and it crushes me when it comes to Miles and being a glass
Yeah.
sibling.
yeah.
With Amaya, 100%. She's older
Yeah.
though, and things are a little different. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
correct, but
Yeah.
she seems to be okay.
Right.
And she's almost an adult. So I
yeah.
feel like I'm doing something decently right. I hope
Right.
anyways.
Yeah.
But with Miles, I feel like I'm never doing anything right, and I'm not showing up correctly. And yeah,
Interesting. Acceptance and guilt.
it's like grief and gratitude, acceptance and guilt. In my head, that's how it is. They're like a combo.
But
deal.
you are showing up the best you can.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm not. I'm fucking tired. I don't like who I am
Okay,
sometimes.
so then that's where the guilt comes in. It doesn't come in from you not accepting the situation.
Comes in because I don't like how the fuck I'm showing up, because I'm just drained all the time and running on fucking,
Okay, but are you showing up the best you can?
it depends, 50-50.
So there we go.
So that's probably where the guilt's coming from.
yeah.
Me not showing up how I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually probably 80% of it.
Right.
Maybe 90.
Which, and then you really have to unpack, am I not showing up because I can't? Or am I not showing up because I'm not giving it my all?
I'm not giving it my all.
Because sometimes, honestly, giving it our all is still us not showing up how we want to, but we have to understand that that is everything I have to give, and we have to give ourselves grace for that, because that's
Giving yourself
everything we
grace
have.
is a new situation that I've been trying to work on since we've started the whole podcast situation.
Yeah.
So
We are flawed humans. We are
we'll
all
see.
flawed humans. And you know what? You know what my career as a hairstylist gave me? It made me realize that we are all so much the same. I can't even tell you how many, 30, no, not even that. I was like 22. And so many girls were coming in my age.
Could
like,
find us
oh
all
my God, I
relatable.
have a chin hair. Can you wax it for me? I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, girl, I have 3. at fucking 22. And then, the mustache hairs.
You can see a
We
relatabiliness
all
in everyone.
have mustache hairs.
Oh my God, I know. I was going to ask you if your wax pot's on because I need mine
It's not
waxed.
actually.
Damn it.
I need mine too. See? But then being in that environment, I'm told so many personal details.
Yeah, you are.
And we are so much more similar than we are different. And we are all flawed humans. And the things that we think are, this very unique to us experience is usually not the case. We are just such flawed humans. And we spend so much time giving this perception of perfection out into the world when none of us are that way.
Yeah.
So I think that has helped me give myself a lot of grace, is like just knowing with such confidence that I cannot possibly be the only one experiencing this,
Yeah. I need to try to think that way and reframe it. Yeah. Good luck with that. Just kidding.
It's a learning.
Yeah, it's a learned skill.
A learned skill, yeah.
We can add that to the list of shit I need to learn to work on.
I mean,
it needs to be number one.
It's a never-ending battle.
It needs to be number one, probably.
Yeah, giving ourselves grace, especially as moms.
A few things before we get into our weird wins to help kind of wrap this up. Reframing and repair. It's never too late to say, I see you. I see you now. Repair doesn't require perfection, just honesty. I fucking love that. Naming it out loud is powerful, even if it's messy.
Yes.
And one-on-one time matters more than grand gestures. I don't like that because Miles just really loves if he gets a new toy and things. I'll be like, I know this was a hard day. I'm going to buy you this game for a Switch. And he's like, yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm not going to lie. I mean,
you do the grand gestures.
In our household, the grand gestures are what keeps shit alive. But our kids super love it. So I'm just going to leave that there.
Yeah.
And then for the glass siblings listening, you are allowed to need things. Your pain doesn't take away from anyone else's pain. Being strong doesn't mean being invisible. And you're not, I'm going to say this really clear. You're not selfish for wanting to be seen.
Yes.
Your feelings are valid.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave that little nugget out there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's important.
Weird wins.
#weird win. Yay!
Do you have one?
Yeah. Again, poop. It's always the same one. Ellie's pooped on the potty 3 times in the past 2
girl.
weeks. So,
where's your glass?
weird win.
Cheers to that.
Ellie's been ringing her doorbell when she poops, and we've had their flukes, but it's been happening more than it's ever happened in her entire life. So, definitely weird win is that we're making progress in the poop department.
Nice.
And that's what matters. So
that's amazing.
Progress in the poop department is our weird win.
That's amazing.
Anyone else?
I think our weird win is we are keeping our kids up later.
Nice.
So we don't struggle as much at bedtime.
I love that.
So it has been working. We don't struggle as much at bedtime. So in one sense, we're kind of giving up time, like adult time, but also kind of not really at the same time, because we would have been spending that time getting super frustrated and, having to
if you're staying a
stand
little
by
more
the door.
regulated.
Right. Everyone is just a little more regulated.
Then it makes your alone time a little, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
It makes your alone time a little bit better because you're not all fucking frazzled and already maxed out, right?
So even though it's a little bit later, it's like, it's all working out. And then the kids actually do seem to be sleeping in a touch more in the mornings.
Cool.
They never have been good at staying up later and sleeping in longer. Ada's a little bit better. Harvey, not at all. But they seem to be kind of adjusting so that they're not missing out on any more sleep. So anyway, that's our weird win. We're keeping our kids up later and everyone is happier so
I love
far.
that. That's fantastic. Whatever keeps everyone regulated more.
Yeah.
Though sometimes when you can find out, when you're able to find a tool that works, that's huge.
Yes.
Super huge.
And it's just constantly adjusting. adjusting to
The
a
need.
new
Yep.
new normal based on
Where we're at the moment,
need.
where their level is at the moment.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think we did it. Cheers to the glass siblings out there.
Yes.
And I just hope and pray that the light gets you more than the heaviness.
Oh yeah. And be seen.
Be fucking seen.
Yes.
'Cause
You're amazing
You
humans.
deserve that shit.
And you're truly amazing humans. So, cheers.
Cheers. Love you.